I'm Elizabeth Webb, your yoga lifestyle coach. Welcome to episode 4. We'll be talking about arthritis. And we can use yoga preventatively for arthritis throughout the whole body. But today, we're going to focus on how to use yoga for our hands. Today it's a cold, wintry day outside, and it's nice to, keep your hands warm if you can. But today I really want to dedicate this show to my mother-in-law. She is actually in a group home, not because of her arthritis, but because of Alzheimer's and dementia. So at the end of this episode, we'll be talking about a type of meditation that is preventative. So it's not really helping my mother-in-law, but it's preventative. If you think have a little memory loss, it would be good to start this meditation that we'll be talking about at the end of the show. So today, with dedicating this to Shirley Webb, I just want to say in episode 3, we were talking about Yoga Nidra. And in Yoga Nidra, we were looking at our consciousness, our mind, and how we can get down deep into a delta state. And we're going to begin now with some yoga that we'll be doing for our hands. So if you're like my mother-in-law, Shirley, and you've got arthritis in your hands, some wonderful things that we can do to, calm the body and relax is taking your arm and straightening your arm. Let's begin with this first one. And we're going to stretch out the wrist area. We're going to stretch out the front of the palm. We're going to stretch the fingers out. So you take your arm straight, hold it nice and straight, point your fingers downward, and then pull somewhere, whether it's the fingers or the wrist, and pull the fingers towards you and feel that those carpals, those tunnels that have the carpals. Feel that opening and notice how wonderful this can be to even release any of that carpal tunnel, the syndrome. So this can be even preventative for that. So do the same thing on the other arm. Just feel that wonderful, stretch. Feel that everywhere. And then the other way we can do a stretch for the arms is to point the fingers downward and then just below the wrist, pull. And you can feel that through these muscles up here. We'll get to the hands in just a minute. But the hands are related to the shoulders, the arms. So make sure the shoulders are relaxed as you're giving that a nice stretch. Hold the stretch. Be consistent with deep yoga breaths. And then do that to the other arm. Make sure that elbow, we never lock any of our joints while we're doing yoga, but for this particular stretch, we are. And let the fingers relax towards the ground, and then just give them a little bit of a help by pulling the wrist. Yep, just like that. Okay, so we've done this one. Now we want to point the fingers upward. And again, we can pull on the fingers, push the wrist forward, feel the palm facing me. Feel the fingers trying to touch your arm. Push through that arm. As you push the arm straight, that is what's really creating this whole stretch. You can probably feel that in the fingers, your palm, your wrist. I feel that all the way up to my elbow. Drop the shoulders, straighten the arm. Use your strength and pull. Deep breathing. If we're practicing yoga, we're aware of our breath. Okay, let's see how we did with that. By doing what's called, I like to call this like a bird, opening its wings. And then you bring the arms down as far as you can, but try to keep the palms together. Now use your strength and open those fingers. You just stretched all of that. Now use the strength to bring that open. Push the hands together. Lower your arms down as far as you can and still keep the palms touching. Bring the elbows to touch and strength. Open up and coordinate this with your breathing. Let's just do one more of those, and we'll finish with an exhalation, bringing the hands down. And now we're going to do what I like to call the marshmallow. So pretend like there's kind of a hard, crusty marshmallow. You can imagine any kind of marshmallow you want. And pretend like you're trying to squish it. Now the goal here is to try to keep the finger from this joint all the way out straight. Now it's real easy. This is not an exercise if you're just touching. We'll actually be doing that later in our meditation. Stay tuned for the yoga kirtan kriya. Okay, but for this, if you really want to get rid of your arthritis, if you want to be preventative for arthritis, give me some strength. Keep that finger straight and bring it down to the thumb. Keep the other finger straight. Use some force. Look at how my joint this joint wants to bend. Don't let it bend. Keep it, oops, I kind of cheated there. Did you see that? Oh my God, that one's hard. Keep doing this. This is so wonderful to strengthen your hands, to create flexibility. Our fingers are so important. Our hands, they're so vital. You know that. They're so vital for all the things that we do. And we want to stay limber. We want to stay strong. And just doing this simple little set, squishing the marshmallow. And, okay, that was hard work. So now we get a little bit of a break. I call this the fish. My husband likes to call this one the water bug. So now we're going to take the full range of motion into the thumbs. And you can probably feel that through your whole palm. Can you feel that even going down into your wrists? Feel the fingers nice and firm and straight, still together. And now reverse. So make that little water bug swim backwards. Or if it's your fish, do fish swim backwards? I don't know. So, okay, that's a fun one. In this next one, we're going to create flexibility in the hands. So to create the hands to open up, we're going to start by taking one finger and bring one finger and push it in. Okay, that was easy. Now put two fingers in. For me, that's still easy. Now, if that was easy, add another finger. Okay, now there, that's really opening that up. Ooh, there, good stretch. All right. Now, if one finger down there is a big stretch for you, then just keep going back and forth or hold it. Just be aware of how it feels for you. Oops, keep the shoulders relaxed. Let's go to the next one. 1 finger, 2 finger, 3 finger. Oh, wow. This one I can get 4 fingers in. Can I get my thumb in? Maybe. So, deep breathing all the time. I'm talking to you, but you're doing your deep yoga breath. All right, let's do the other hand. Remember the yoga breathing? Inhale. The belly comes out. Keep inhaling. The ribs open up. Keep inhaling. Feel the collarbone move. Let's do one more yoga breath. Yeah, keeping the shoulders relaxed. All right, so 1, 2, okay, 3, that's a challenge there. And then let's try 1, 2, okay, 3 is a challenge. It's okay if you're stretching with only 1 finger. It's okay if 2 fingers is your limit of your stretch. Try to do this every day. If you're already suffering from arthritis, try to do this 2 or 3 times a day, and you'll be amazed as to what your hands, because you give your hands a little bit of attention, you'll be so amazed as to what your hands will allow you to do. So now there's a fun one that I really enjoy. And it's called the Peacock. So we make the little beak, and then we take the other. So now you want your hands to be relaxed. So before we do the Peacock, let's do a little bit of, this is actually kind of more like Tai Chi. Just getting some blood. You probably feel blood in your hands already from, especially if those stretches were foreign to you, or if they were uncomfortable, you probably got a lot of blood already in your hands. Okay, now take your hands and rub them together. Push your palms together as hard as you can. Go as fast as you can. Create heat. Blood in the hands. Anytime we can bring blood to an area of the body that is discomforted, the blood, it does the work. Only if our blood is alkalized. We want our blood to have an alkalinity of 7.4 is normal. And if you test yourself for the alkalinity of your blood, you can get those little sticks and just put your tongue on it. And make sure that you're eating properly. Lots of vegetables to keep the blood alkalized. And then that way, as we got a lot of blood into the hands, and that in itself, can make the arthritis go away. Eating a lot of vegetables, a lot of foods that form alkalinity in the body. So we look at food and we say, ooh, lemon, that's acid. But you put an acid in your stomach, and that actually creates the body to become alkalized. So take a look at some alkalinity type of foods. Peacock. All right, so we made the beak, and then you pull the finger and put it behind one joint, and then pull the other finger and put it, on the other joint, and then pull the last finger and put it up there. Okay, I know what you're thinking right now. Oh my God, Elizabeth Webb. What does she call herself? What do I call myself? I'm your yoga lifestyle coach. And okay, so now if you can't do this, Um, if they can't do this, what should we tell them? Okay, if you can't do that, just pull the finger and then let it recover, and then pull the other finger. Okay. I did that for quite a while, and I held it for a long time, so I'm feeling the wonderful effects of keeping hands flexible. So now that was if you did that with me, now, yes, this is a yoga move. We're just rubbing, yes, just a gentle rub. We're encouraging, can you see, is the video picking up how red my hands are? Because I'm forcing my hands to get blood into them because I love my hands. Did you know that I do sign language? And I love my hands so much that I keep them happy. And please, I hope you'll watch this show over and over again and do yoga for arthritis. Doing yoga in your hands, keeping the dexterity of your fingers supple. That is so important for us. So please tune into the show again and watch this so that you can do all those exercises all over again. Okay, now let's move on to our meditation. So there's a wonderful meditation that the Alzheimer's, and the link on the screen, if you follow the link that's on your screen to the Alzheimer's, it's right there on your screen. And if you follow that link, it will take you to a lot of wonderful information. Of course, we know Alzheimer's is something that happens because the brain isn't getting the nutrition that it needs, probably because our blood isn't alkalized enough. Who knows why? But the link that was on the screen, if you go there, they'll give you a lot of wonderful information. So they teach an exercise which I call the Kirtan Kriya. They call it the 12-minute memory exercise. And my husband, Bill Webb, has actually created, he's a composer, he's actually composed a CD with this memory chant on it. If you'd like one, just contact me and we'll be happy to send you a free CD, and just ask for the memory chant CD. So this memory chant has words that it uses, and which we would call a mantra, and it also has mudras that it uses. And good thing we just warmed up our hands, because mudra means hand positions. So we're going to use Satnam. Satnam in our language would mean my true essence. So if we want to meditate, and what is meditation to you? Okay, meditation to me is getting in touch with who I truly am, quieting everything down. And it's so hard sometimes in our society to quiet things down. So this memory chant actually allows you to talk and do things, but it's creating a new pathways in the brain, especially if you can do this meditation for 40 days in a row. It will change up your life. So, if we're going to take Satnam, that word, those two words, and divide it into 4 syllables, then we're going to come up with Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. So those are the 4 words that we're going to be saying. And when we break up those syllables, I'll explain more about this in our next session. But today, what I'd like to do is just kind of describe how we're going to do this. So when we push the fingers together, now earlier in the episode today, I had you really, pushing that marshmallow. Don't make your knuckles, your little fingertips become white like we were before. But don't be so light that you're hardly touching. Because think about this, we're actually doing reflexology. And the reflexology points in our fingertips, guess what they stimulate? Yep, the brain. So, Sa, Ta, Na, Ma is going to be spoken out loud. And then when we're done speaking out loud, and when we speak it out loud, think about that. We speak most of the time, and that's the way that we express ourselves, by speaking out loud. And if this is our meditation, then the second one that we do, Sata Nama, is whispered.